job is to make you, the viewer, go, wow. Basically, I grew up watching old movies, features, and the old Boris Karloffs. You know, you watch movies like this because they scare you, but you couldn't get your eye off the screen. And it just popped my mind. I was like, man, I got to figure out how they do this stuff. So I grew up with minimal means, you know, single mom and all that. And every time I get allowance or whatever, I'd buy a Monster magazine and read it until the cover fell off and figure out what I could dissect from pictures, just looking at pictures real close, going, what is, do I see a string there? Do I see a, you know, try to figure it out. And got my butt busted several times stealing pie dough off the table. Where's my pie dough? I'm making pies. I'm in the bathroom gluing it to my face, trying to make something.
That's cool.
Or yeah, doing that. It's just, you know, it just kept the fire alive. You know, it's just the bewilderment of how in the hell did they do that?
You probably loved Halloween.
I did. That's kind of odd too. My mom, out of safety, she wouldn't let us trick or treat. But you know, that kind of grounded you to the house. I'm like, well, it's Halloween. This sucks. So I would, you know, back in the day before you had videos and everything handed to you as far as this is your implementation of life. You know, corn cob and two feathers I'd play with all day. Halloween, I'd get a Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets when they used to come in the round buckets. 30 minutes later, I'm walking around with Frankenstein, you know.
Make a uniform out of it.
Yeah, make a head, and that was, you know, go with that stuff.
So how'd you get involved in the industry?
Perseverance. It was, you know, knocking on doors, kind of like some of the religious folks get slammed in the door.
Yeah.
Knocking the door. Sometimes it'd just be a crack in the door. Hi, how are we doing? We're not hiring. You know, really abrasive. But I got good at throwing my portfolio through the crack. Sometimes I'd never get it back, and sometimes literally the door would open. Wow, did you do this? And yeah, I did this. Come on in, let's talk. And that's how I did it. Throughout my life, I've been in the military 21 years, or was. And anywhere I was at, Okinawa, Japan, or South Carolina, or whatever, there's always been movies around. And I took it as God's way of telling me, you know, hey, you're on the right path, crazy. Keep it up. And I'd walk up on set. Sometimes I'd get escorted off by police, and sometimes not. But just the love of doing it is what kept me going.
What was the first production you ever worked on?
First production I ever worked on. You're talking about professionally?
Let's go non-professional and professional.
Well, non-professional, I was doing a lot of theater because that way it'd give me a small budget. I wouldn't have to come out of my pocket with stuff, and it would help me improve my craft. First professional production I worked on as I was a walk-on intern. I was a walk-on intern during Forrest Gump.
Really?
Yeah. And that was the first movie thing I did. And that was in South Carolina when I was stationed in Paris Island. But previously to that, I mean, back in the 80s, I was doing haunted houses. I'd take on haunted houses where they were trying to raise money for a Kiwanis Club or, you know, stuff like that. And they would go in and look really meager. I said, well, let me put my talents to this and see what I can generate money with for them. You know, again, it's just a way to practice and keep growing as an artist. That way, it'd give me more stuff to put in my book, and hopefully, when I throw it through the crack, it would, you know, open up a little quicker.
So, what are some of the big productions that you've just done?
I have been involved with Forrest Gump was a big production. I was honored to work on that. I worked on Iron Man, the first one. I was on the team that helped create the suits for that movie. Avatar. We built 1.5 of the big walking amp suits. They're called amp suit. Yeah, that's two of the bigger ones I've worked on. I've worked on several productions, but that's, I would say, probably the two of the biggest.
So you live out here in Apple Valley?
I actually stay out here in Apple Valley, and I'm in a midlife change right now. I'm migrating from 29 Palms, where I was stationed as a Marine, and I basically stay here in Victorville because I'm close enough to LA to where I can afford to live and yet be close enough to the craziness to get there when I need to be.
So any other productions that you can tell us about that you're working on?
Well, I just had a meeting with William Malone, director of House on Haunted Hill, and he's got a production he's got trying to get off the ground. It's a cool concept. We'll be building robots and stuff and doing makeup effects.
So
should be fun.
You worked on Avatar?
Yes.
What did you work on the Avatar? What did you make?
I was on a team. I was working under Stan Winston Studios. He's famous for Terminator and Jurassic Park and AI and many others. But we were assigned to the AMP suit, and that's that big walking mechanical thing the Colonel gets into and fights the Nari and the Navi with. And we built that.
When you got called to do the first Iron Man, what did you think when they gave you the conception of that? Now, was there a conception? They draw it all out and go, "This is what we want you to build."
Well, they already have that. They do that to the studio you work for, or at times when I get my own shows, yeah, they'll say, "Hey, this is a concept drawing. Take this and run with it." And yeah, that's what they handed Stan Winston Studios. And I got called in to do that. Be on that team, the mold making and fabrication of the suit. And with that, you always got to. It looks good on paper, that old adage, and you got to work out the kinks to make sure it works smoothly and it doesn't bind or whatever. And at the same time, we were working on Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull at the same time, and one other movie I can't really remember what it was. Sometimes you'll work on several productions at the same time.
So what advice do you give to an aspiring, what's your title again?
I'm a makeup and effects artist.
Aspiring makeup and effects artist that want to get in the industry. What's the best thing you would tell them?
I would hone your talents and make sure you have talent. And I'm not trying to say it to be mean. There's a lot of guys out there, kids, that want to get into it. They don't really know the whole aspect of it, and they think, well, I'm a makeup artist because I can slap paint on something. It's not really that. There's many concepts in it that you got to learn, and I'd say learning is your best friend. Learn everything you can, anatomy, chemistry, whatever, because we use chemicals and you name it. Effects world utilizes everything on the planet to make what we make, to fool you, the viewer, in a movie, to say, wow, that was real. That really creeped me out or wowed me or whatever. The other thing I would say is, well, perseverance. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. And the other thing, a special note, there's a lot of problems out there with kids trying to get in the industry, and they try and work for free because they want to know how to do it, they want experience. And all of us that are in the industry get that, but on the flip side of it, it hurts us. It hurts us all. Because when you work for free, I no longer make 35 bucks an hour. I can barely get hired for 15 because you're willing to work for free. And then what they think, well, I'll get a raise. I'll get up to 10 bucks an hour, which is nothing. They don't see the new guy coming behind him saying, I'll work for free, and he gets cut because he don't have enough experience, and he now requires money.
And last question, what's your favorite yogurt? What do you got in there?
My favorite yogurt. I come here to Rainbow Yogurt, and anything on that wall is really good, absolutely good. I'm in here all the time. This is my smaller bowl. I usually get a bigger bowl. I don't see them no more, but my average consumption is 12 bucks a bucket, so this is only $7. I like it. It's good for you, and it fills you up comfortably.